Well, the currency market is split into three main trading sessions. It kicks off on a Sunday evening, so over in Australia and the Far East. They start at about 10 p.m. on a Sunday morning, which is obviously their morning time. And then that goes through the night, and then around 7 a.m. in the morning, 6, 7 a.m., you'll get your UK-European session kicking off, and there's some overlap there between the Asia and European session. And then at around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you get the American session come in, which runs through to about 9, and there's some overlap again, 9, 10 with the Asian. That repeats itself all the way through to Friday evening. So you've got these three trading sessions to consider. The most active, commonly the most active trading session is the one that sits in the middle, the one that sandwiches between the Asia and the American session, which is obviously the Europe session. And that's due to the overlaps with the other sessions. And what's interesting about these overlaps is that you can see that sometimes you get some nice trends as a new session begins, because you see traders coming in and that's when they're beginning to make their moves. So if something has happened overnight, in Australia for example, there's been some news out in Australia that suggests that interest rates are going to fall, then perhaps when the UK European session kicks off the next morning, you could see the Australian dollar fall. So you have a lot more players, you have a lot more volume going through that session, which obviously means that you can get some bigger drivers for trends. The FX market is so huge and so liquid that there are no real issues. I mean, if you're trading the majors, there are no issues with the overlap. The only thing you'll notice is that, as I said, you'll see new trends forming because new people are coming into the market at that time. So you could see, if there's been a mild trend overnight from the Asia, you might see that trend being boosted as new traders come in.
So it's almost worth being an early riser, really.
And if you're in the UK or Europe, then yeah, it's a good idea to take a look and see what's happened overnight or what's coming up that day, and taking advantage of a trend before it happens. So yeah, you've got to consider when is everyone else trading, because people are what move the price around. So yeah, of course, if you want to get in there early, and also it's around when a data announcement's made. I mean, in the UK and Europe, you often get data announcements maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And in the US, these announcements are made at around 1:30. So it's really, the data announcements are a really important factor. But they're not always at the same time. So you need to make sure you look at an economic calendar and follow the news that you think will move the pair that you're trading, and know what time that's coming out, and be prepared to either trade before it or trade the result after it.